Jersey early, whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it, smart, so practice, I did all that, off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big top, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than go off. We're not in the pulpit, I'm a big bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up this element, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my way, watch out, step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got a job, but I'ma get it here, watch out, touchdown. Pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed, the clutch down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did pull up this element, yeah. Ain't got a job, but I'ma get it here, watch out, touchdown. Pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed, I'ma get it here, watch out, touchdown. Pulling plans out the clutch, everybody getting crushed, the clutch down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah. I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs, yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, yeah. Run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah.
A date at Perry Park next Saturday night awaits one of these two clubs as the 2025 final series rolls on with this blockbuster clash. Good evening, everyone. It's semi-final time in the NPL Queensland competition, and it's win or go home, with both sides knowing they are 2 games away from silverware. But first, they have to take care of business tonight at South Pine Sports Complex in Brendale. We have the Premiers Moreton City chasing a third straight grand final appearance in the modern era in front of what promises to be a boisterous home crowd. On the other side, it is East, the 2024 FQPL 1 champions, and they've backed that up with their best ever season in the top division, bolstered by some strong recruitment. But do they have what it takes to knock out the heavyweights? James Coughlin in the commentary booth, ready to bring you all the action tonight. And I'm joined by a man making his FQTV debut, Paul Ayres. Paul, welcome.
James, pleasure to sit alongside you tonight for this one. It's one I've been really looking forward to. We've got 2 great sides here, and really hoping we're going to see some of those high-scoring games that we've seen over the last couple of seasons between these two. It could end up being a real classic here.
Well, certainly hoping so. Plenty of high-scoring encounters. Well, not so much this season by comparison to history, but for now we are going to run through the team lineup, starting with Moreton City Excelsior. Paul, take it away.
Okay, so in Moreton City, Nathan Foster in goal for them today, and Jack McAnally at centre-back partnership with Smith, and Dylan Meineke at right-back, and Murphy at left-back. In the centre of the park, we've got Mayer, and he's joined by Sayers and Harry Arneson. On the right-hand side, we're looking at Murai, Joe Scott up top, and on the left, Taka Gishi for Moreton City. So
3 changes, I beg your pardon, from last week's Kappa Pro Series final at Perry Park. Foster coming in for Riley Stent, with Chris Marr and Dylan Meineke replacing Damon Anderson and Kei Kojima. The latter 2 not involved in the matchday squad at all today. Meanwhile, for the visitors East, well, they've had 2 weeks to bask in the glory of their first NPL finals qualification, and only 1 change for Coach Raider Al Rakabi. Paul, run us through the lineup.
So for East, Chris Parsons in goal. The tall shot stopper looking for another strong performance tonight. At right back, we have Cody Maud, and then, of course, the Brisbane Roar veteran Scott Neville at centre back, with Alex Barnett partnering with him there at the back. And then on the left back, we've got Josh Brindle South, another Brisbane Roar player. Phil Lazem the veteran. He's in defensive midfield. Then across the middle, we've got Yuguan Han, obviously former J-League and K1, plenty of experience there. Bailey Ferguson and Diaz joining him in the centre. And then up top, we're looking at Laurie Cant, East's leading goal scorer for this season, and he's joined by Braden Doolan. So, yeah, plenty of firepower in East, James. They're actually the NPL's top scorers for this season.
Well, hopefully that means it is going to be an exciting match, and neither side will feel like they are out of it if they fall behind early. And there you can see on the right side of your screen, the Moreton City captain, Declan Smith, the third all-time NPL Finals goal scorer across the history with 3 goals, including that famous semi-final brace at Perry Park against Brisbane Strikers. And he is joined by his opposite captain, Alex Barnett, as they lead their respective teams out. The Drums are in force at Brendale. It promises to be an excellent semi-final coming up. Score update from Luxury Paint Stadium at Richlands. It is 2-0 to Lions over Penn Power. Alex Fechner and Sean Carlos, the goal scorers there. We are now 7 days away from the grand finals at Perry Park for the top divisions here in the Sunshine State. Our referees for tonight's game, Jack Powers, assisted by Bailey Jacobson and Ryan Ball. The fourth official is Zach Keenan, who was named to the panel for the Australian Championship, which kicks off in just over a month. And Paul, now we have padded successfully to the walkouts, and it's like both sides are feeling pretty calm and confident based on their overall demeanour right now.
They sure are, and we're looking at 2 experienced sides that have made the finals plenty of times before. Moreton City been exceptional this season, just 3 defeats across the whole campaign. And East, of course, they've had a strong season themselves. They were in amongst it in the finals last year, so they're looking to go out tonight and hopefully get on top of what's been a very good attacking season by them, but defensively a bit fragile at times. I really feel that this one's going to come down to whether they can really maintain the sort of defensive displays we've been seeing in the most recent games from them. They've seemed to get on top of that a bit better than they were at the start of the season.
You call it defensive fragility, I call it a willingness to entertain. Either way, we should be in for a fascinating clash. A first NPL Finals appearance for East in what is their 5th NPL season. They were in the FQPL final series twice, 2018 losing the grand final at Penn Power, and then last year that extra time epic at Suncorp Stadium over St George. Meanwhile, for Moreton City, this is their 6th NPL Finals appearance in 12 NPL seasons, and their 3rd straight season in the top 4 under super coach Cam Miller, who is coaching his 104th game for the club tonight, and one of the surviving members of that 2015 grand final win over Brisbane Strikers. And just for good measure, they're swapping sides. So East in their white jersey, black shorts, Moreton City all black, with the home side going from right to left on your screen. It will be Braden Doolan kicking us off. And what awaits over the next 90 or possibly even 120 minutes, we're here to take you through all of it on FQTV. James Coughlin, Paul Ayres. We are almost set to go. Thought I timed that perfectly. There we are. The semi-final is underway at Brendale. And Ward inches it long. It's brought under control by Doolan off the rebound. While Doolan might be officially the one leading the line, Laurie Cant looms as the main goal scorer. Such a lethal presence up front for East. And a player who's really come into his own over the last 2 seasons. And the guy who has always been in his own is Chris Marr, the number 15.
5th season at the club now, James. So he brings a lot of experience at the back for this one.
And also a PE teacher for his day job, so you know he's not afraid to bark some orders out, especially to some of his younger teammates. Two veterans coming together in midfield with Lazem. Winning that battle and trying to unleash Hahn down that left side, but McAnally strong in the challenge. Holds up and wins the free kick against Hahn, and McAnally claiming the free kick. No time for a replay. It's back to Smith, who thought that free kick was taken quickly, and Declan Smith just making sure everyone knew that that wasn't such from his teammate. No nonsense, playing it forward. Lazem, who was immense against Lions 2 weeks ago. Phil Lazem. East down there, and Doolan trying to win the foul, but I don't think anyone was convinced by that.
No, not for me.
Clearly not for Mr. Powers either. City taking their time just to settle in so far, and Smith sizing up his options. Will he be Captain Fantastic for Moreton City tonight? It's almost just patchwork up front with the injury suffered to Zach Kierpal, who is about a month off his ACL surgery. As he actually did his ACL when these sides met back in late June, 10 minutes into that game, and Sater Murai has really taken up the goal-scoring responsibilities.
And that is a big loss for them, because he did score in the opening fixture between these two teams, the 2-2 draw at East at the start of the campaign.
Kierpal with high regard for his skills as Mar goes on an amazing run, getting it to McAnally, who stood on the ball but recovers quicker than Hahn, and still going to try and play the cross in, but he's happy to let it go behind for the corner. But how about this amazing run from Mar?
It's a good through ball, and just not enough there to make the most of the chance in the end.
Moreton City setting up Declan Smith, whom is the primary target for this in-swinging delivery. And everyone back for East. A lofted ball for Smith at the back post. Smith getting the free header and can't direct it goalwards, but a warning sign for Moreton City.
Yeah, early on, and as we did discuss at the start of the campaign, at the start of the match. Sorry, Moreton City, they're good defensively, but they offer plenty in attack as well. And there's the big man at the back post, unable to get much on it. He'll be pretty disappointed with that one, I think. He had a bit more time than perhaps he envisioned.
And finals football making those chances count, as Doolan definitely fouled that time. Smith arguing that maybe the ball had crossed the sideline earlier, but we'll defer to the guy who's a little bit closer, the assistant on the near side. With Ferguson and Maud addressing the free kick, and it looks like it will be left for the left footer Ferguson to swing this one in. And Murai in the wall. Delivery is the defensive setup did its job, but a loose pass from Lockie Sayers is more the chance for the quick throw in. It's last touch off City is Dylan Meineke giving away the corner.
Another opportunity at a set play for East. They'll be disappointed with that free kick delivery, a chance to swing one in towards the goalkeeper. And not beating the second man there. So, you know, good conditions here tonight. Nothing like what we saw last weekend, James, in the Kappa Pro series final.
Low ball to the near post. It's bounced away as East recover with Kant. the angle, but a beautiful tackle by Arneson. That's what he does best, the combative midfielder. Right, all the way back. I believe that is James Murphy wearing number 2, who's listed as 13 on the team sheet. He has worn 2 as recently as last week in the Pro Series final. Chalk that one up to an honest mistake. Arneson finding Sayers.
Moreton City starting to really move the ball around quite well. Commentators curse there, giving it away. But yeah,
You're
starting
learning about that.
to really move the ball around quite well inside the first 10 minutes here.
Lord, the player who's benefiting from that one sliding through. And dangerous both ways. This coach, Raider Al-Rakabi, is stuck with his trusted group of players, 10 of the 11 that beat Lions 2 weeks ago, starting again. And this is his first full season as the senior coach for the East's men. He did take charge for the NPL women's semi-final in 2021 when East travelled to a rampant Lions, and well, you can all imagine how that one ended when Lions were at their height of their dynasty.
A real professor, Redder, going over to Germany actually last year. He was still involved very much in coaching with Bundesliga 3 club, Halscher FC. So working with their academy as a lead analyst and one of the coaches there. So he's come back and he's brought that experience all the way from the Bundesliga into East this season. And you've really seen some of his style implemented on this side, a very attacking, forward-minded style.
Cody Mort is one of those players that fits this side and style perfectly. Speedy fullback, formerly of Strikers and Olympic after moving to Queensland in 2022. Kant on the turn. Kickstart the attack out to the right. Diaz in support, hits it first time. It's a lofted ball looking for Kant, and a second too long to recover and realise where the ball had landed. Brindle South to take the throw in as Mr. Powers has to lay down the law. Goes Barnett. Neville. He's got some experience scoring in finals. Scott Neville. 2016 A-League Grand Final for Western Sydney. Up with a goal to at least make it a game there in the match that Adelaide ultimately won 3-1.
Plenty of experience he brings, arguably one of the most experienced players on the park. Perth Glory, Western Sydney, the Brisbane Roar, 300 A-League appearances. And East have got plenty of that experience and finals experience, both in the NPL and the A-League.
Now Murphy putting on the fast footwork, not going to be enough to get by Maud.
I was just going to mention Philip Lazem there, Gold Coast Knights final 2022, won it with them. So that they do have, I guess, the heads there that can really see them through these difficult games, where perhaps nerves can get you sometimes.
Yeah, that is part of the recruitment strategy that they've brought in at Heath Park with the likes of Neville, Lazem. Phil Lazem, in the time that, well, in the records I've got, he's never missed the NPL finals, whether it was with Olympic or Gold Coast Knights. Now with East. Headed off the line by Doolan. Surely that wasn't an Olympico attempt. Did that stay in? We'll say it's a bit too late. He was a bit too late, keeping that one in. As the assistant referees in the crowd voice their opinion on some of the calls.
Certainly, and we've got a pretty similar view to them tonight, James. You know, when it comes to things going out on the byline, then we've definitely got the perfect view.
General rule, I have deferred to the guy who's closer. Ford sends it long, can't pick out Ferguson. And Diaz. Trying to win the ball back as Arneson gets it over for McAnally. Got it back for Murphy. So it's interesting with the way Moreton City have set up. They have alternated between a back three and a back four, but it looks like for the finals, or at least this opponent, Cam Miller has opted for a flat four. He's not afraid to mix things up, and he does have the ability to chop and change. Picking out Brindle South.
Poorly given away, and
Neville just has to play at that one with Murai lurking at the back post.
It's another corner.
It is, and a little bit too confident perhaps was Barnett with that pass, but Neville just thought Murai was a bit more of a threat than he really was in that situation. To take this corner. With the flag, there appears to be a light breeze that's coming and going into the face of Chris Marr. There's near post again, looking for Smith, who had made the run. Maud nods it away. Controlled by Murai. Back for Meineke. Experienced veteran, he was part of that line setup. Came into the NPL with a roar, no pun intended. And he's trying to shut down the Tigers.
Both teams very happy to display a bit of patience in the build-up, James. Moving the ball around at the back before spraying some of these long balls, and once again, that one given away.
On the ball.
That was a little bit late.
But the advantage will not be played. That was smart work by the referee. Diaz will argue his case. Would love to know what that argument was, but anyway. Switched over to Smith. Of course, if Moreton City do get desperate, Smith has spent time as a striker in his career.
Certainly, James, and he's definitely got the finals goal-scoring ability. There's 3 NPL finals goals for him. Semi-final against Brisbane Strikers in 2017. He actually bagged a brace there, I believe.
He was? I won't throw trivia at you on your first time on the broadcast, don't worry.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Save that for next week. It's Diaz for Barnett. City actually do have a fairly strong semi-final record overall. Made looking for their fourth grand final appearance in history. They won that epic in 2015 over Brisbane Strikers. Geordie Farina with the late free kick there, and then frustration at Suncorp Stadium the last 2 years, and as well as in 2017 at Western Pride with Windsor Halls bagging that free kick. Swings and roundabouts in football. You win one game with a late free kick, 2 years later you lose a grand final off a late free kick. Takagishi rides the challenge of Lazem, gets the rebound off Barnett. Over for Sayers. It's allowed to run. Ma might be the first to get to it. Rounds the keeper, squares it, and Diaz gets it away. Mirai with the block, and I think Ma would have been offside had he have played at that. But that's about as close as we've had to a clear-cut chance so far.
Yeah, another great through ball there.
And it's still alive for Moreton City. Squared across, but Parsons calmly grasped that one.
Did a little bit better with claiming the second cross, but it could have been in a bit of trouble if that ball had ricocheted back to Ma on the first attempt through.
And it was also a dangerous move coming out as well, but he handled himself well, made sure there was no contact once he realised he wasn't going to get the ball, because how many times do we see that turn into a penalty?
Certainly, and you know, when you're out that far, if you don't claim the ball, then you're in big trouble. Here is Ma again.
Taking on a very
nice little
attacking role so far.
Lazem clears it up pretty well there, James.
He does, and that is going to be a easy decision for a referee. As clear-cut a foul as you'll see. Nothing malicious, just late. Sayers with the challenge. Actually, that was a pretty common saying in my playing career all that time ago. I'm not malicious, I'm just a little bit late at this. Which is also why I wound up commentating. Anyway, here's Laurie Cant. Flips it towards the back post, free header, and East stun the Premiers. Bailey Ferguson makes the run and nods it past a stunned Nathan Foster.
It's a beautiful ball in. Cant just chops back inside, lofts it towards the front post, and Ferguson's there. Good control, and then just puts it away neatly in the inside post. Absolutely nothing Nathan Foster could have done about that one.
And seemingly out of nothing, after being under the pump a couple of minutes ago, East go down the other end, and a inch-perfect cross from Laurie Cant triggers a 1-0 lead for East 20 minutes into the match.
And this is what we were saying just before the game. East, they've got that attacking threat better than anybody that are in this final series. And they proved it once again. When they get their chances, that they do take them.
That they do, although Moreton City, last year's semi-final, had to do it the hard way in extra time, but they did it nonetheless. 4-3 over Penn Power. What do the Premiers have in store for a response? McAnally for Sayers. Sizing up their options. No way through Lazem. McAnally read that well. Jack McAnally effort for Murray and can't control the ball. Ferguson has to stretch out those long legs as Murphy intercepts that pass. Direct passes straight to Brindle South. Close in on the midway point of the first half. James Coughlin, Paul Ayres bringing all the action on FQTV. This Saturday night special, a huge Saturday of action in the NPL and FQPL1 competition. So the scores from around the grounds momentarily as East now look to double their advantage. Through it goes for Doolan. Maud continues his run into the box. Can Doolan find him? Maud instead comes short to try and keep the attack going. For Maud, just evades the outstretched foot. It's back in Moreton City's possession. Getting his shirt pulled and just moving it away from the free kick location, just buying his team a few seconds to set up.
Another bit of experience there on display. The dark arts in football. Not as dark as some, but
a certain Portuguese manager who has a very high opinion of himself might be quite proud of a move like that. Hahn past a couple of defenders. Now he's left Smith in the dust, but McAnally across in cover. Moreton City survive the raid.
A great run from Hahn. They're probably just one touch too many. And James, East keeping the ball pretty well. Since they've gone one in front, they seem to actually be playing a little bit better than they were prior to the goal.
They certainly were. It's almost as though they're now able to relax because they do have a little bit of a margin for error. You don't want to say they're anywhere close to home and hose just yet, but at least know they can push their luck a little bit as well, because Moreton City will be feeling like they are under a fair bit of pressure now. We have seen a number of fourth seeds upsetting the seed in the NPL final series. Lions have won a couple of grand finals from fourth. Yes. Back for Neville. That's the sort of passing you love to see from a centre back. Brindle South in for Lazem. First touch, gets it back. Again, first to the ball, Lazem, like he's shot out of a cannon. Few players have that speed off the mark that he does.
He may be a bit of a veteran now, Lazem, but he's certainly not showing it today. He's everywhere at the moment.
Powers saying that there will be no yellow card for blocking that free kick, as Hahn just sticking out the foot. Call that clever play, I think. Smith over for McAnally. For the optimistic strike, I think is a fair way to describe that one, Paul.
A wayward shot.
Certainly not quite what Cam Miller would be hoping for.
that slower build-up that we saw from Moreton City in the opening 15 minutes really starting to fade at the moment. They'll be hoping that they can get their confidence back, because it really seems to have switched over to East so far, who have been building up pretty well since they've scored. And again, playing it out from the back here.
And Sayers just caught napping. It's offside, and I'm just noticing now, Paul, that right leg of Joe Scott appears to have some strapping on the thigh area. Just he's walking off to the right of screen now. So that might be something to keep an eye on when it comes time for the first lot of subs.
Certainly could be, and Cam Miller does have his favourites that he likes to rotate across most of the games that we've seen so far towards the tail end of the NPL regular season. So whether that is maybe something at the top of the knee, or perhaps a hamstring injury, something to stay aware of as this game potentially gets more and more heavier on the legs as it progresses.
Good. Delivery into the box again. It's cut out by Meineke. Strong work. Murphy. Barnett asking for the high foot. Not given, as Moreton City now back in possession. Arneson over the halfway line. To Sayers, now Mirai. This could be it for Mirai. Straight through the legs of Brindle South. Beautiful ball. Takagishi trying to measure his shot past Parsons, but no such luck. And it's turned in for an own goal. Takagishi will take the plaudits, but Moreton City draw level and East are crestfallen.
Well, if you notice there, James, it was the first time that Mirai broke away from his markers in the game and played that through ball. And it looks like Takagishi managed to get something on the end of that in the end, and a bit of a mix-up as well with the keeper coming forward. We saw that earlier in the match, and it's now cost them.
That it has. So 29 minutes in, we are level at 1 goal apiece. It's just the third own goal scored in NPL finals history. Strikers had one in that 2017 semi-final where Nicholas Smith scored the brace. The other one coming, funnily enough, against Moreton City when they were known as Moreton Bay in 2023. As it was a brief break as Moreton City take almost an unofficial drinks break. East's ready for the kickoff. And Cam Miller just using this as a chance to perhaps reset.
Yes, certainly, and you saw after he scored they did lose a bit of momentum, and then they managed to catch them on the break there, Moreton City, grab that goal, and obviously now is a good time to sort of give some instructions and make sure going into half-time they at least keep this 1-1 result so far. Players still taking their time to get back onto the park. Mirai walking over now.
Surely at some point something has to be done about that, and I think the fourth official is now getting Mirai back on. I wonder if Mirai was actually possibly getting some treatment and waits to come back on. That's pure speculation from our vantage point.
Yeah, he did look like he took a tiny bit of a knock as he played the through ball pass to Takagishi beforehand. In the lead up to that goal, so it could possibly be that. Lazam now giving away a foul. Moreton City with the ball.
Perhaps time for both teams to reset and temperatures to rise a little bit on the sideline as Riccardi and Miller just exchanging some pleasantries.
And Jack McAnally just up to his feet now.
And while we just reset, we'll take you around the grounds for some of the scores. So earlier today in the FQPL, Magic United 2-1 over Brisbane Strikers. A Panenka penalty in the 83rd minute from Mason Cross separated those two sides. In the other semi-final, Rochdale 3-0 up over 10-man Broadbeach United. And in the NPL men's semi-final, the score is as it was when we kicked off. 2-0 Lions over Penn Power. That game has about 18 minutes of normal time remaining.
That's James Feichner opening that goal. Fettner opening that goal, and then Carlos in the 38th minute, doubling the lead for the Queensland Lions.
So, as it stands, I'm not trying to jinx anything, but the Darren Syme Farewell Tour will have another week to go. I'm just being told by a sideline reporter that the own goal might have been off Bailey Ferguson for those playing at home. Beautiful touch by Scott, now looking to tee up Marr. Chris Marr off the back heel, but surrounded by 4 defenders. Murai unable to control it as Murphy is unable to keep that one in.
Miscontrolled by Murai, but it nearly worked in his favour. Ended up going through to Murphy in the end, but just out of play, I believe, before he managed to get that cross in here.
He almost took his eye off that one, trying to see where that run from Murphy was coming. Beautiful control by an offside Murai, but shouldn't take away from the first touch.
East know exactly how dangerous Murai can be. A hat-trick 2 weeks ago in the NPL against the Gold Coast Knights, 3rd in the NPL Golden Boot race this season. And they've done a good job marking him so far throughout this game. He then just showed that moment of brilliance to play that through ball for the equalizer. And he has got the ball on the left-hand side now.
Crossing, and it's not on by Marr, and Scott gets a second bite at the cherry, cuts it back for Sayers. And he just lashed at it. Did it take a deflection? Moreton City certainly thinks so, but Mr. Powers does not. So that one will be play on.
Joe Scott getting a couple of swings at that one, but just couldn't get it cleanly enough. And yeah, I do believe that looked like it should have been a corner there, James, if I'm honest with you.
You can see why they had that claim, although we don't have Snicko here or any of the other added technologies.
Ref did have a very good view of that one. He was right behind it.
And Parsons was a little bit shaky in the last 10 or so minutes. Spraying that goal kick.
Could be a sign of a little bit of nervousness there, James, after perhaps having a hand at play in the miscommunication of the equaliser.
Yes, indeed. And Declan Smith for McAnally. He's put under pressure by Hahn.
Ruthless press in there from East, and they force a mistake.
And East, after conceding the own goal, they might be back at it now. We've given you the men's score updates. Let's run through the women. Last night, Olympic in the FQPL 2-1 win over Logan. Winner for the captain, Kiralee Phillips. And Gold Coast Knights 4-0 over Lions last night. And in the other 6 p.m. kickoff, it is 1-0 Caboolture over Capalaba at John Fredericks Park. It's all happening on FQTV. Takagishi finding Marr. Been pivotal, and now unleashing Scott with the left-footed strike, and it's tapped in at the back post, but Sayers was offside.
It did look offside, James. He did look like he was ahead of his man. Joe Scott doing well there. I thought he would have It does look like it's a miss-hit shot from him. He does strike it across goal.
I'm not entirely sure what Sayers is arguing. That he would have had the vision to see he was, in fact, ahead of Josh Brindle South. Mirai just bullied off the ball and doesn't quite have the hamstrings to reach that one.
Declan Smith dealing with that one well. A long ball up the field though, giving it away again. And now with Alex Barnett at the back.
Ball back now. Ma again. It's the day for the veteran midfielders between Ma and Lazem. Both played starring roles. Some shouts for a handball against Kant, and Arneson and full-blooded into that challenge.
Yeah, a few tackles flying in now as we approach half-time. The boys obviously looking to leave everything out there before they go into the sheds and regroup for a second half. But I must say, James, East look like they have maintained that confidence that they got from going in front earlier on in this game.
Indeed, and we'll have a stoppage now as the physio is quickly told to get off the field. For Foster. Pressure again from the front from East. Doolan up for Hahn. Plenty of space, but opts to go back to Brindle South. I love the crowds at these local games, never short of an opinion.
Certainly getting involved tonight, Ed. You see both coaches on their feet.
Ooh, that is a heavy challenge by Arneson, and perhaps much to his relief, he will escape a booking. Harry Arneson, 6 yellow cards from 10 games since his return to the NPL Queensland. I think that is why he proudly is known as a combative midfielder. Certainly
is, James. For a mid-season signing, that's certainly a lot of yellow cards to be picking up. But it just goes to show he's putting everything out there for his team. So even if it does come with some risks at times.
But to his credit, despite getting booked in those games, never got a second yellow card in any of those matches. So he's doing something right. And I think perhaps
it's a fine balance, but he does look like he has maybe left something on Lazem there, who is still down in the centre of the field. Medic's having a quick look over him now as some of the East players come over to the bench and get their own tactical instructions and perhaps a pre-halftime halftime.
Indeed, and I think I might have just seen off to the side of the screen Barnett just asking perhaps why that wasn't a yellow card. And Lions have now taken a 3-0 lead courtesy of Oscar Dillon. Kroll bringing you that one. He will be back at 7:30. To bring you the NPL Women's semi-final between East and Brisbane City. So I can imagine a few viewing parties at Heath Park, hoping that this game is resolved in 90 minutes, favourably so for the visitors on this occasion. And if you are watching in the clubhouse, very glad to have your company tonight, and hopefully Riverfire doesn't drown out our commentary when it kicks off not too long from now.
Certainly, yeah. I was a bit concerned about that coming in with all the planes going overhead, and obviously knowing the fireworks will be on later, but hopefully we'll see our own fireworks here tonight, as this game looks like it's going to be set for a cracking second half of the way it's started so far.
Indeed, as Ma, he wants another grand final appearance. And it goes for Murphy, and now Scott. Scott trying to go through himself, beat two defenders, couldn't get through the third. Doolan in the foot race for that one. Smith standing off. Doolan with a black kits in front of him. Does what he can, but it's not too much. Takagishi greeted by Brindle South and Hahn. Can't. It's too heavy on the touch. Perhaps seeing the on-rushing defender. Sayers gets a call his way after his earlier goal was ruled out for a clear offside. Final 90 seconds of normal time in the first half here at South Pine Sports Complex in Brendale. Moreton City and East tied at 1 apiece. Will we have a breakthrough before the break? It will be decided in the second 45 minutes. It's all to play for with a spot in the grand final on the line.
A long throw here.
Smith competing for the ball. It's dealt with by Ferguson. And, oh, that is a heavy challenge from Diaz and a yellow card for Daniel Diaz.
Yeah, that's at least a yellow, that one. His elbow flies straight into him.
Oh, that is very lucky to be a yellow card. He looks like he got away with one there, did Diaz.
That was a heavy knock, James. I'll be surprised if he ends up... Well, I mean, we've only got about a minute to go, but he may have to come off with concussion protocols. Potentially, we can't actually see what's happening at the moment in terms of the treatment to see whether he's sitting up or upright, but certainly caught most of that.
Yeah, he did, and braced himself for the hit, and you know, we've seen players that actually get sent off for that. I think back to the 2007 Asian Cup quarterfinal against Japan. Vinny Grella jumped up, arms, bracing himself for contact, collected a player and was shown a red card for it. And I can see why it was a yellow card as well, because it was a solid hit. However, if it had been a red, I don't think there would have been too many complaints from an East perspective. And we now just wait. News on the Moreton City player.
And of course, James, when this play restarts, we're looking at a free kick for Moreton City around, well, 25 yards out from goal.
Perfect shooting range, one might say.
And of course, Takagishi scoring quite recently at Gold Coast United a free kick in round 22 to take the lead in what turned out to be the Premiership sealing game for them. So we'll see if he is waiting and standing over this one.
And it is going to be on that side of the pitch that is more suitable for the right-footed. Joe Scott, also an excellent free kick taker, but probably would favour the right-footer on the left-hand side of the pitch. And I can do a score update as well from Calabar. They've just gone half-time. It is still 1-0 to Caboolture in that match as they try to work out who will be playing Olympic in the FQPL Women's Grand Final. And just a reminder, you can catch Grand Final Day on FQTV or come out to Perry Park. Either one works. The first match is the FQPL Men's kicking off at 11 a.m. FQPL Women's at 1:30, 4:30 for the NPL Women's. And then the winner of this match will be in the NPL Men's Grand Final, 7 p.m. kickoff. And good luck if you're doing all 4 of those games at Perry Park and the Bridge to Brisbane the following morning as well. And we are now into we're now into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. And you do wonder how much more time will be added on. So just await any sort of news.
Looks like one of the physios now coming off the field, and we're panning back, and it is Takagishi standing over the top of this one, James, as predicted. With
Joe Scott, but we're feeling Takagishi is going to win this one. We've got 3 in the wall for East. There's Hahn, the very tall Ferguson, and Brindle South, with Mirai and Sayers just a metre away. But surely this will be Takagishi. Steps up, strikes it, and the wall does its job. Parsons can't keep it in, but still a net victory, you would say, for East, as that is dangerous territory for the free kick.
Yeah, just clipping the wall there, and he's done his best there, Parsons, to try and prevent a corner. Obviously, you don't want to be conceding corners this late into the half.
But if it is out of the grasp of Chris Parsons, it would have been a fair way away. Straight to the 6-yard box, and free kick for the foul on the keeper. Ball's in the back of the net again by Moreton City, but a long time after the whistle has gone. We're closing in on the conclusion of Rochelle Broadbeach, 3-0 in that, as is the same score in Lions Penn Power. Arneson over for McAnally. Scott with the flick for Arneson, back for Takagishi. Tested by Mirai, and Sayers fighting to control it. City looking to get into the bag of tricks. And last touch is off Ferguson. Is this the final opportunity of the first half?
Looks like they're planning to go long again here, James, into the box. And some good build-up there from Moreton City. We've not seen enough of that from them during this half so far, but good bit of play there and some deft touches to keep control of it.
So it is Scott with the long throw in towards the near post. It's nodded on in the box, and Diaz clears it away. Ferguson brings it under control. Briefly as Murphy wins it back. Now Scott, what can he do with that left foot? Well, not much, as it was a 2-on-1. Ferguson plays it off the head of Mirai, and it could break now for Moreton City. Takagishi back for Arneson. Final foray of the first half now. Surely Ma is out to Doolan, but it's still there by Arneson. Moreton City closing the stronger of the two sides. And will they have a chance to launch the ball long once again? Takagishi not quite expecting that pass. Running away by Neville. And that'll do it for an entertaining first half here at South Pine Sports Complex in Brendale. Paul, quick thoughts?
Well, it was really, really entertaining first half there. Just seeing some of the stats on the screen now. Not plenty of shots for East, but in the second half, I feel like either team could walk away with this one, James.
Indeed they could. We will be back with the second half of this NPL semi-final. It's level at 1 apiece. Back after these messages.
Excellence. Is it measured in likes, bottom lines, or the impact we make around us? The things we build, the students we inspire, the care we give. At CQ University, we recognise all kinds of excellence. We combine contemporary courses with more choices and real support to empower you to create the success that means more to you. Be with CQU.
How do I finish this one? What leave off?
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back, everybody, to South Pine Sports Complex here in Brendale. This NPL semi-final is poised delicately between the Premiers Moreton City and Eastern Suburbs. 1 goal apiece. James Coughlin and Paul Ayres bringing all the action on this Saturday night special. Paul, the coaches have had their say at half-time. What are you expecting for the second 45 minutes?
Well, we saw East really growing confidence, James, across that first half, especially after they took the lead. And I'm sure that they're going to be hoping to maintain that when this second half kicks off now.
And there you can see the goal scorers were credited as Ferguson and Laurie Kant. Just clarifying that. So Ferguson put East in the lead in 20 minutes. And then there was an own goal on 29 minutes. Told by the sideline it was Ferguson who turned it in. However, the official scorebook says it was Kant. Either way, it was an own goal. 3 own goals in NPL semi-finals have involved Moreton City or, in their previous iteration, Moreton Bay. It's 12 months ago where Moreton City needed extra time to see off Penn Power in their semi-final. Will it be going beyond 90 minutes once again, or will we have a winner pop up in the next 45 minutes? It's Scott Neville on the ball. A quick unofficial examination suggests that the sides are, as they left the pitch about 15 minutes ago. There's pressing from Laurie Kant, trying to square it forward. Doolan getting the strike away. It's blocked by Smith as McAnally turns away from the pressure. And that is the sideline, and good chance for East to launch their attack as Brindle South is sent 10 metres back for the throw-in.
Yeah, James, that East pressure again early in the second half, showing that it's been just as effective. Redders obviously had a chat to him at half-time and noticed that Moreton City really struggling to play the ball out when they get heavily pressed like that.
Indeed. Brindle South getting the ball back. Back for Brindle South, but the lunging challenge from Arneson is advantage for Moreton City, and more advantage coming as we'll come back for the, I believe it's a free kick. Yes, it was. Takagishi upended. Chris Marr, who was arguably, Paul, the star of the first half for Moreton City, busy in midfield.
Yeah, and he certainly did get up the park. Plenty of occasions, working well with Murai and Takagishi in creating the best chances that they could.
And score update from John Fredericks Park. Caboolture up 2-0 on Capalaba. The match is in the 57th minute. As Larsam commits a free kick in a dangerous position for Moreton City. Very aware of the threat of Kenshin Takagishi.
And if Takagishi does take this one, it will be swung in for a cross, but
you do wonder if Joe Scott, just eyeing off that near post, Parsons is a long way the far one. Well, Scott goes for the delivery, free header. Moreton City strike first, and after having a goal disallowed in the first half, Lockie Sayers buries a chance, and there is no offside flag.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was going to be Joe Scott swinging the ball in with his left foot, and he did. It was a great cross, James. Swung in there, and Sayers, he's come flying in and buried that one. Chris Parsons couldn't get close enough to it to keep it out. And it's now Moreton City 2, Eastern Suburbs 1.
And you have to really applaud the effort there of Sayers maintaining his concentration, because Declan Smith was almost running a decoy right in front of him. And seeing past Declan Smith is no easy feat for pretty much anybody. He is a big boy. And Sayers was able to track the ball and bury the header.
It's his second season with Moreton City now. James, not the most prolific goal scorer, but he's grabbed one when it counts tonight.
He's had the ball in the back of the net a couple of times already, but that one definitely does count. Although, in all fairness to the visitors Easts, they'll be coming for that second goal. Great fury. Throwing not quite what Maud would have been hoping for. Could go now for Ferguson as he's tackled from behind by Sayers, and he's got a few complaints about that one, Sayers. Did he go through the back of the leg for Ferguson?
And a real opportunity here for East as well from a set piece to swing one in. It's definitely crossing distance, James. And they'll be looking to certainly drop this one. You see at the back post there.
It's Barnett waiting. Lofted delivery, which turns into a shot calmly claimed by Foster.
It was towards Barnett in the end, but a bit too close to the goalkeeper. Foster, of course, plenty of height in himself, and has managed to claim that one very easily.
And his 67th NPL appearance for the club. A mainstay under Cam Miller. With Matt Lugo, the goalkeeper in 2023. Some of Foster's seasons as Takagishi gets it to Mirai, now looking to break down that far side. It's Murphy. Forcing him to play it back. Goes over for Smith. Driving to the edge of the box, Ma. Just so quick, moving the ball. And, is that a clean tackle? Well, it's not a clean tackle, and Sayers launches the ball after the whistle as come back for the free kick.
Yeah, East wanted a foul for that one there, but ended up just giving the ball away, and it nearly proved very costly. Moreton City starting this half, the better of the two sides, certainly so far.
Turned over again. Sayers. He's got Maher in support outside, but go himself. Arneson, McAnally. Half a thought of going for a shot. Deft little ball from for Sayers. Just kept in, and Barnett. No nonsense at the near post. Goes behind for another Moreton City corner.
Mara again with that deft through ball just towards the byline and well headed out by East. They just need to collect themselves here, James. They're looking a bit nervous at the start of this second half, giving the ball away in their own third.
It's just a little bit rattled by the concession of that goal. Deep delivery, back post. Who else? Declan Smith. It is 3 for Moreton City, and it's Captain Fantastic Declan Smith rising highest at the back post.
It's another great corner kick. James, right to the back post. Declan Smith comes flying in. He doesn't actually end up jumping for it. He just powers it into the back of the net there. A very strong header, and he maintains his finals form. Another goal in the NPL finals for Declan Smith. He'll be more than pleased with that. For a defender, what a great return when it counts.
Well, he was branded a hybrid striker centre back. That is the striker side coming out. And I say rises highest. You're right, he didn't jump, but when you're the man mountain that he is, doesn't really matter too much.
He flew in like a freight train there, James, just smashing it into the back of the net. And 3-1 now to Moreton City, 54 minutes in.
And Joe Scott again with that inch-perfect delivery to set that one up. And this semi-final could quickly be getting away from East as Sayers tries to square it for Scott, as Sayers might have known he was offside.
James, the East we've seen in the first half certainly haven't come out in this second so far. 2 early goals inside the second period conceded. And Redder will not be happy with how his team has come out the blocks. And they've given the ball away again in their own third.
Well, you wonder how long before Arakabi will be changing his team up. And McAnally there. And Brindle, South and Arneson squaring up now. It was just kicking off before. And Arneson is returning the ball and smartly walking away from the scene of the crime as Brindle South just gets a talking to from referee Jack Powers. And that is probably the last thing East would be wanting to see at the moment as well. Joe Scott standing over a free kick.
Yes, James, and it was actually Lazamu who gave this one away. You heard the crowd get up for it before that little interaction there on the sideline between Arneson and Brindle South. So tension's starting to rise. Obviously, East probably a little bit angry at themselves, perhaps, rather than Moreton City so far in this second period. And Joe Scott again from the free kick.
Lofted ball, Smith the target, not enough power on at that time as Barnett clears it away, back for Scott, this time on the right foot, another bending ball, trying to get it to the back post, not enough height on it, however. Ma gets it back to McAnally. We're getting closer to our grand final lineup being set.
Yes, James. Lions with a 3-0 victory against Peninsula Power in the other game that kicked off an hour before this one. And at the moment, it's advantage Moreton City in the other semi-final.
And Scott, the applause of the crowd, and I think there was enough contact there for a foul, despite the disagreement of those on the sideline. They're just rising in voice a little bit now. Moreton City fans say no. They're getting close to a third straight NPL Grand Final appearance. See out another 33 minutes though, and East will not stop. And a stoppage now for the substitutions, which we'll find out about soon. Saw Daniel Diaz running off. I would assume Orlando Lopez would be one of the players coming on. It looks like Josh Brindle South might be coming off too.
Having a bit of a conversation with the crowd there, James.
Never shy to get involved with some of the discussions. Brindle South. Matt Melville also coming on in defence, so a tactical shift now for East. So just confirming those subs. It is Diaz and Brindle South off. Melville and Lopez on, and in terms of impact subs, it doesn't get much better than Orlando Lopez. Scored, it might be the, well, maybe not the most important goal for East in their modern history, but it would be up there. That solo effort against Lions, 2 minutes after coming onto the pitch to secure 4th spot.
Yeah, a real technical player, Lopez. Obviously a futsal player as well for River City. And been subbed on plenty of times this season and had a great impact when he has. So he'll be looking to make a bit of a difference in this second half and stake his claim for a spot in the grand final if they can turn this around.
If not that, then maybe next year he can blossom into a long-term starter. Still quite young, Lopez. Dawn gets yanked down a bit by Ma. Looks like that shift from East. Melville, nominally a centre-back coming on. It's going to push Barnett further forward and also perhaps give Maud the ability to play further forward as well. Because at this point, in finals football, goal difference really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. Moreton City, they will be counting on their experience in games like this to see it out. Long ball, and Parsons has to head it. He could have been found out, and Sayers so close to a second. Oh, it's been both the best and most frustrating night of Lockie Sayers' Moreton City career as Parsons is caught in no man's land, and all he could do is just hook it goalwards. Sayers very easily could have had a hat-trick tonight.
Yeah, certainly. And Parsons there, I do feel for him a little bit because that ball's dropping in a really dangerous place. You don't know sometimes as a keeper whether to come out for those ones outside the area or just wait on the edge of your box and potentially have a striker come onto it. And he seemed like he was in two minds. And obviously Sayers couldn't get enough on it to turn it onto the goal, just narrowly going wide.
It is that sort of, I suppose, commitment to the bit that is which can be the best and worst assets of a goalkeeper. You see it all over the place. I think of someone like Jordan Holmes, who was so heavily driven to just doing, or just sticking to his original thought and following it through for better or for worse. To be fair, in his raw career, usually for the better. Skipping past one challenge, now out for Hahn. Now Hahn getting the ball back on the byline, trying to square it. McAnally blocks the first attempt. Hahn trying to fashion some space, and now it'll be East's turn to try and capitalise on a set piece. And it was pinballing around, and just about anything could have happened.
It was a great one too there, James, between Hahn and Bailey Ferguson, but just couldn't get enough to put it through into the 6-yard box.
Deep delivery, looking for Neville, and oh, that was close. That was very, very close for Scott Neville. He's feeling like they're getting a foothold back in this game after a nightmare start to the second half.
Yeah, they'll have to, James, and we've seen Moreton City over the last 8 games in the NPL, 7 clean sheets. So they know they're really going to have to switch things up and really go for it now with under half an hour to play, needing 2 goals.
I know we are trying to talk this up as a contest despite the 2-goal margin, but I don't think it's disingenuous to say that East would feel like they've had enough chances to feel confident in their ability to drag this 2-goal deficit back.
Certainly they've got through plenty of times, just haven't got that final shot off. Plenty of blocks from Moreton City. Not perhaps tested the keeper as much as they would have liked to. Nathan Foster in goal.
Well, we saw the stat at half-time. 1 shot, which was on target for the goal. maybe you just wonder, does someone have to try and have a crack from range? Laurie Kant has been operating more as a distributor. Does he get the ball 20 yards from goal and just say, all right, I'm having a crack? Well, first East have to get the ball in that position, which has been a real struggle as Melville wins the ball back off Scott. And now here go East over on the far side. Cam Miller might be going to his bench very soon. Clipped over the top, it's Takagishi away, and Scott has gone down. And a change now coming for Moreton City. Kent Vega getting prepped, and I would not be surprised if the original plan wasn't to withdraw Joe Scott. That may be the case now, as he's going through his moves, and Joe Scott does limp off. Hopefully it's more of a precautionary, I've just been kicked limp, rather than I've got anything massive troubling me, because if this score holds, we'd like to see him at Perry Park next week.
Yes, James, he's been a big part of their game plan tonight, dropping deep, swinging in some crosses towards goal, often towards the back post, and that's something they want to utilise against Lions.
Now on the back foot, though, it's Lopez from the angle, and saved by Foster. As Ma chests that one down and hoofs it away. But it might be coming back again as Barnett gets a foot to the ball, kept in by Cant. Lofted delivery, and no East player in the vicinity, so Foster under no pressure to catch that.
Two good bits of goalkeeping by Foster there to get down quickly in a ball that bounced right in front of him on the shot before, and then coming out to claim that cross confidently. Had little to do in this game, but he'll be happy with that. He'll fill in with confidence for the final 25 minutes.
Indeed it will, because I get the feeling it's going to be all-out attack from East, but if Moreton City can hold on to the ball. McAnally take the throw in. Ma providing a short option, but McAnally goes all the way back to Smith. Watching the NPL men's semi-final on FQTV. Midway through the second half, James Coughlin, Paul Ayres bringing you all the action on FQTV. It's the Premier's 3 goals to the good. They fell behind on the 20th minute with Bailey Ferguson scoring for East. 9 minutes later, Moreton City equalised through an own goal. And Lockie Sayers and Declan Smith 5 minutes apart to start the second half. And that is how we got to 3 goals to 1 on the scoreboard.
It's been a real strong second half from Moreton City so far.
And one of the other options East have on their bench, if they call on him, is the veteran Matt Rydenton. Finished the brace not that long ago. But first they've got to stop Kent Vega, who is going to be a decent goal scorer after getting signed from Moreton City's FQPL 2 team. The mid-season break. Nothing else. His job for the next 21 minutes will be to make a nuisance of himself. Arneson goes in late, and that is going to be a yellow card for Harry Arneson. You can tick that one off your bingo card.
Well, if there was one sure bet tonight, James, I think it would have been on Harry Arneson perhaps landing himself back in the book.
Well, that horn's not annoying. And the change coming up for Easts. It looks like Braden Doolan might be coming off. Neville. Out for the newly introduced substitute, which I believe is Patrick McMahon, who wasn't on the team sheet at kickoff, but makes sense after making 5 appearances for the side after debuting in round 17 against Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Goals for the East under 23s. Can't. Loses the ball, but it's back to Barnett, and that delivery is not what he would have been hoping for. Couldn't get the bend on it, and behind it goes for a goal kick for Moreton City.
A real centre-back's delivery there. James out on the left-hand side, he found himself, and yeah, he won't be happy. He had more time.
Tired delivery, that was a tired header. Sayers, oh, he's put it wide again. I honestly don't know if Lockie Sayers is brimming with confidence or just trying to bury another one, as Smith was Parsons, I beg your pardon, was a long way out.
No, but we talked about decision making earlier on. We talked about Jordan Holmes and his ability to make those quick decisions, and I would say Chris Parsons made a quick decision there, and it forced Sayers to take the shot, perhaps on the turn, and miss the chance. So I would say good goalkeeping.
And McAnally is being collected by McMahon. Advantage for the home side, and he's offside Vega as the assistant spares his blushes after he put that one wide. McAnally is still down. And at this point of a match where you feel like you might have it under full control, the last thing you want is one of your defenders or any of your regular starters going down with an injury. As Steph Latham has just made it 3-0 for Caboolture in their semi-final over Capalaba with 8.5 minutes of normal time remaining.
Cam Miller certainly won't want to lose Jack Manali for the last 18 minutes of this game. It's been a great defence from Moreton City across the entire season, the second best in the NPL. I believe it's 23 goals conceded for them, James.
23 goals conceded.
So you want to be keeping that defence together in the final 15 minutes of a semi-final, that's for sure.
Well, something just happened. And I can just see off to the left of screen on the far side, Rydenton warming up. And McAnally is coming off after receiving treatment. Maybe a precautionary change, perhaps. Quarter of an hour remaining as the NPL women's semi-final is just underway. Have a quick look ahead to what is coming next weekend. So Caboolture, as it stands, might be the only away team to win, of course, the NPL and FQPL 1 semi-finals so far. With Moreton City 3-1 up in this one. Vega, as Neville's experience wins out on that occasion. Lazem. Quickly gets the ball back and brings it into play.
Great movement there to spread that play wide to Alex Barnett.
Here's McMahon. He just gets shoved off. Perhaps a little bit of a revenge nudge there from McAnally on McMahon.
Yeah, Jack Powers saying no way to that one. It did seem a little bit light to come off the ball like that.
If that had have been awarded, it might have been more for the cynicism of it rather than the actual force. Time is starting to become an enemy for Easts. And the high foot is called against Barnett, much to his disdain. I think Lazem's saying, how can I get my foot high enough to be a high foot? Vega winning the header is Lazem. Is it on as it's back now for McAnally. He's still running, Chris Marr. Okay, see Chris Marr stop running as they'll hang up the boots. Ward battles for possession as Lopez tries to keep that one in, and despite his best efforts, it's a Moreton City throw-in. Jamie Waddington standing on the bench, eagerly looking on. Just wondering if he will get his opportunity to play a part in this semi-final. Meantime, Murphy goes on an amazing run and away possession, and Smith reads the play so well, gets it to Marr. Marr, the turf monster, got in the way.
Marr's been prolific in this game, and that one too would have seen him go one-on-one there with Chris Parsons, and yeah, he'll be very, very disappointed in slipping. He deserves a goal, I think, for his performance.
And the ball in from Lopez. Just forced Foster to play that one over the bar for a corner. I think that might have actually even been travelling into the goal. Can East give themselves something to hang on to as we approach the final 10 minutes? Last touch of Neville, and it is a goal kick.
Moreton City in no rush to retrieve this ball. Just over 10 minutes to play now.
It's also where the clock becomes their 12th player as well. Moreton City, every second that ticks away is a second closer to a third straight grand final appearance and a chance for revenge against Lions. Last season, losing the Kappa Queensland Cup final 3-1, for losing the grand final 1-0. And last week, losing the Kappa Pro Series final, that late strike from Alex Fechner. 1-0 defeat in a final for Moreton City.
Moreton City going long for a change.
And after burning a good 60 seconds off the clock, ball is back in play. Now McMahon trying to get around Smith, and he has done so, but with a heavy touch. So Foster is in range, and I just saw a spectator holding a baby, making sure that that went nowhere close. And Emmanuel Ifaka Onasiake is on for East. 100% sure who for, but former Olympic and City defender is on. And no foul, he was just too strong on that occasion, and Matt Rydenton also on. So Melville is dropped into central defence. Strong challenge by Vega. He said he was a striker with a tackle like that.
It's been impressive since he's come on, winning the ball back up top, and some driving runs for Moreton City, which helps relieve some of the pressure.
Now Ferguson, he's got one tonight. Can he try and find a second? And a great shot and an even better save by Foster. As East starting to lay siege to the Moreton City goal. Cross in too tall for Rydenton. Barnett might have been one of the players substituted off. McMahon, cross in, and so close to getting controlled by Ferguson. Couldn't dig it out from under his feet. Moreton City hold on, they are looking strong right now, but they are also looking very tired. Both sides are. It's been a draining physical clash. 7 minutes to go. Just confirming those subs that happened about 3 minutes ago. It's Alex Barnett and Laurie Cant off, with Emmanuel Ifaka Onasiake and Matt Rydenton on. And out for Ifaka Onasiake. And it has just gone full time at John Fredericks Park. Caboolture will play Olympic in the FQPL Women's Grand Final next weekend. And it looks like we could be in for a Moreton City Lions match to finish the day off. Over now played at Heath Park in the NPL Women's semi-final. Still scoreless between East and Brisbane City in that one. Alan Kroll will be on the call for that match. Larson over for Neville.
Moreton City pretty happy to sit off the last few minutes. He's been moving the ball around with a fair bit of pace as the clock slowly ticks upon full time.
Now Maud. Cross in from Rydenton, looking for Hahn. Despite the impressive leap. And Luck controlling that one. We saw Jamie Waddington not that long ago waiting for his turn. It looks like he'll be the next player introduced. But in the meantime, Takagishi. Played behind, and Larson shoves Takagishi, who theatrically throws himself to the ground, trying to get some further punishment for Larson. Would have been a bit of a cheap yellow card to show to the veteran midfielder.
Moreton City taking their time with the corner as they were with the goal kicks, and you can't blame them. You see plenty of sides doing it.
And Lockie Sayers withdrawn.
Jamie Waddington taking it, even if they wanted to, James. I apologise.
It's all right. I was just waiting to see if that change was going to come about or not. So Sayers having a great night, scoring a goal, and stoppages. Looks like them. Play might have been trying to start prematurely by Melville. Faka Onasiake. Gets it to Larson. It's pretty much the last chance saloon. Sort of praying for a miracle. It's Hahn. It's by Waddington into the box. Hahn on the turn, forced backwards, finding Rydenton. No way through. James Murphy, and Moreton City with the ball back. Which can't really be afforded before. Let's look to press. And Mirai with the offside. Jamie Waddington, another one of those mid-season recruits for Cam Miller. As he is on the verge of picking up his 69th win in 104 games in charge at Moreton City. He's got one trophy. Can he win his first grand final? To cap what has been a remarkable run in charge. So you also prepare for the upcoming Australian Championship. And some good news for East. The women's team have just taken the lead in the NPL women's match. Now Maud leaves it for Neville. Lofted ball in, only player near that was Smith. More than happy to nod that one clear. And the last touch off. Ifaka Onasiake, and it's being celebrated like a goal by the Moreton City defence. They have held strong after that early concession.
They have done well, and East been looking to make their way into a position to swing a few crosses in, but Smith's been there pretty much every time to make a good clearance and head the ball out.
That's why he is leading from the back. Is Tegan Riding, the goal scorer for the East women. So we now have or about to be 3 of the 4 grand finals next weekend lined up. First it will be Magic United and Rochdale. 2 sides getting promoted to NPL in 2025. Mirai just can't chase that one down. So move into second half stoppage time. Following the FQPL men's, it will be Olympic and Caboolture at 1:30 p.m. These finals taking place at Perry Park. And then 1:30 will be Gold Coast Knights against the winner of East and Brisbane City, NPL women's. And barring some sort of miracle, it will be Lions and Moreton City for the 2nd year in a row. The Premiers against the grand final specialists. And Vega took out 2 with that challenge. Murai straight offside. Arneson wasn't though. It's still play on. Cutting it back. Seda Murai for the icing on the cake. Not coming there. On inside, and the foul on Neville by his opposite number 2 in Murphy. So Paul, as we... Oh, that horn. So Paul, what have you made of tonight's game, the performances from both of these sides? Any standout players?
Well, in the first half, it really looked like it could go either way. We saw East growing confidence when they went in front. Hang on, James.
As it goes back now for Rydenton to drive it in. It's blocked away one of the defenders. Vega. Yeah, now back to you, Paul. Any standouts? Oh, actually, not back to you, as Parsons a long way off his line, clears it away. All right. Now, you were saying.
Stretched as it's going into the later stages. And once again, I won't interrupt this attack, James.
It's Lopez. Think about trying to draw the contact, but no luck. There is one of those standout players for me, though, and Chris Marr.
Yeah, that's who I was going to identify as probably...
Oh, here we go. Is this a chance to seal it? It's Murai. He's got Vega in support. Murai, will he go himself? He will. It's for Moreton City. Off to a 3rd straight grand final, and Saita Murai seals it on the counter.
We're just saying, James, about how stretched the game was getting as East were running out of time. And that turnover there, a long ball over the top. And Murai was just through on goal and calm, collective. Slots it past Chris Parsons in goal. It's 4-1 now to Moreton City, and grand final confirmed against Lions next weekend.
Oh, and that sets up a tantalising clash for sure. And there's no less than what Murai has deserved. And you can see the Moreton City bench. They are ready to storm the field and celebrate.
East have done a good job at keeping Murai relatively quiet during this game, but in a few moments he's shown his brilliance, he's shown his control, he's shown his touches, and they're capping it off with a goal. Got the assist earlier for the equalizer. He was the one that put the through ball through. So I guess you could say he could set it up, even though it was an own goal in the end.
I'm sure he'll claim the assist either way, like any good attacker. Trying to boost the stats as much as possible. In the meantime, here's Murphy. They don't have a 5th in them, surely. It's Murphy crossing it. There, it's Murai bringing it under control, trying to escape from Lazem. Lazem wins that battle.
Lazem turned into a makeshift centre back there to try and recover possession. They have.
It's broken clear for Maud, trying to play it through, but Waddington see exactly what was coming. Will there be time for a couple more changes just to take the last few seconds off the clock? closing in on the 95th minute being completed. I wonder if Jack Powers will just say enough is enough. There's Neville. Out for Maud. There we go. It is going to be an excellent grand final day next Saturday, Paul. I hope you'll be tuning in or possibly even there. And there it is, Moreton City officially into a third straight grand final. One more shot at Lions. And they seal it with a spectacular 4-1 win. And Paul, thank you very much for your company tonight. A big win for Moreton City.
Thank you, James. A really strong second half performance from Moreton City, and I think all credit has to go to Cam Miller, what he said to the side at half-time for them to come out and grab this game by the neck. Really impressive stuff from Moreton City.
And that will do it for us tonight. Tune in to the East Brisbane City game over on another stream with Alan Kroll. But that is going to be it. I'm James Coughlin for Paul Ayres. It's been a double take production for Football Queensland. Good night.
Yeah, sure. No way, mate.